So I get asked two questions all the time. What should I be looking for in a partner? And should I get back with my ex? This video is part one. Let's talk about what to actually look for in a romantic partner. And honestly, in a friend too. Because it only comes down to one word: alignment. Not just love. Not just attraction. Alignment. There are only three phases in any relationship: attraction, negotiation, maintenance. That's it. Every relationship lives and dies inside those three. Attraction is the easy part: chemistry, charm, connection. But attraction without alignment is just a spark in a field with no fuel. It lights up for a second and then it's gone. Once attraction kicks in, you enter negotiation. This is where most people get stuck, because now you're asking, do we share values? Do we resolve conflict the same way? Are we building the same future? Can our nervous systems feel safe in the same room? Negotiation is where you learn what you're partnering with. And if you're not aligned here, you'll end up in maintenance, trying to keep something alive that was never planted properly in the first place. That's where resentment starts to bloom. That's where exhaustion creeps in. That's where people say, I love them, but I'm tired. So let me ask you this. Do you know what your relationship mission is? Because without one, you'll keep hiring partners based on attraction and then fire them in maintenance from standards you never defined. And if you don't know your mission yet, that's where the work begins. Not in finding the right partner, but in finding the right direction within yourself. You don't need someone perfect. You need someone who is building the same thing you want to build. And that thing you're building, that's your garden. Relationships, regardless of structure or label, monogamous, poly, queer, straight, co-parenting, long distance, friends, all require the same foundation: a shared intention, a daily investment, a willingness to protect something beyond yourself. Relationships are not vending machines for love. They're gardens. And gardens don't grow by accident. They grow because two people show up and serve something bigger than themselves. They show up to water, to weed, to plant, to prune, to protect. Every single day. And what does that look like practically? It might mean holding space for your partner's triggers without reacting to them. Scheduling regular check-ins even when things feel fine. Tending to your own emotional hygiene so your resentment doesn't poison the soil. Asking not just what do I need, but what does this garden need today? This is what long-term studies on healthy relationships have shown: shared meaning, ongoing repair after rupture, emotional regulation, mutual willingness to evolve, and let's be honest, this is one of the most important decisions that you'll ever make in your life. So no pressure, right? But seriously, before you spiral into overthinking, I want to offer you one thing most people never consider. You are allowed to want alignment without clinging to control, because trying to force someone to be the right partner is how we suffer. Trying to change someone who doesn't want to grow is how we suffer. Trying to hold on to someone who isn't aligned is how we suffer. There's a difference between choosing with clarity and gripping out of fear. And this is where you step into the higher part of yourself, the part that doesn't panic when things shift, the part that can observe with stillness, the part that says, I want this, but I'm okay if it's not meant for me. When you're rooted in that awareness, you don't chase people to fit your plan. You don't shrink yourself to avoid abandonment. You don't water a dead plant and call it hope. You observe, stay open, and you choose again. Alignment doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean agreement on every detail. It means a shared direction, a mutual respect, a commitment to evolve together. It means trusting that what is meant to stay will stay, and what isn't will fall away to make space for what can grow. When you stop gripping, you stop bleeding. When you stop begging, you start becoming. And the more you become, the more clearly aligned your relationships become, because you're no longer trying to rearrange other people to avoid doing your own work. Here's what alignment looks like for me. It looks like peace, not peace because life is quiet, but because I am. And it looks like nurturing, not from just me nurturing the other person, but the garden, the space between us from a place of stillness. It looks like emotional safety, accountability, the ability to play and rest, to laugh on bad days and breathe through hard ones without making each other the enemy. It looks like being with someone who loves to care and isn't afraid to be cared for. It looks like honesty, not brutal honesty, but loving, consistent truth. And it looks like choosing each other freely, not out of obligation, not out of fear, but because something beautiful wants to be built here. That's my alignment. But even that, even those desires, I have to hold them loosely. Because if I grip them, they own me. And the moment I don't get what I pictured, I suffer. So yes, it's important to get clear on what you want, to name the kind of garden that you want to grow, to invite someone into that shared vision, but it's even more important to stay free inside yourself while you're doing it. Because alignment isn't about controlling who shows up or how long they stay. It's not about forcing someone to match your vision. It's about staying open enough to notice when life sends someone who already does. And if that doesn't happen, if the garden doesn't bloom the way you'd hoped, you're still okay. You're still whole. You're still here. Watching all of this unfold from the deepest seat of your own awareness, that's the ultimate alignment. Peace with what is. Because love that's gripped turns into fear, but love that's witnessed turns into wisdom. So yes, get clear, speak what you desire, but let life bring you the who, the when, and the how. Your only job is to stay open and tend to the garden within. So if you're ready to explore your own alignment, my book, Who's Talking, is available on Amazon, and the brand new Audible version, read by me, just launched. All proceeds go to the Shriners Children's Hospital. I'm not taking a dime. That's the same place that helped me when I was a kid. And I also offer one-on-one coaching for individuals, couples, and those in transition who are ready to leave their relationships with emotional intelligence and clarity. And just a reminder, there are a lot of fake accounts using my name and my face. You may be even watching this video from one of those stolen imposter accounts. Here's how you know it's actually me on TikTok. I only follow 2 people, Cheap Chick and Alana. And if you don't see that, you're not on my page. You're on an imposter account. Also, I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you first. If someone messages you with my name, my photo, or my voice, it's a scammer. I don't chase after people. I don't cold DM. I wait for you to come to me. So check the bio, grab the book, book the call, and stay rooted, because the flowers are only as healthy as the gardeners who tend to them. And if you're wondering whether someone from your past could ever meet this level of alignment, part 2 is for you. I'll walk you through my reevaluating rebuild protocol. We're not guessing in this, we're getting really clear. So that'll be enough for today. I hope you take care of yourself, take care of others. See you next time. Bye.